Well, the rumors were true. A Nintendo Direct is indeed happening tomorrow on the 14th, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. But what's going to be at this and what's not going to be at this? That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel. But without any further ado, let's talk about this Direct and what I expect and what I don't expect. As far as what's not going to be at this event, there's not going to be any Nintendo Switch 2's talk. I know some people are hopeful that they're going to talk about it, maybe a Flash logo at the end of the presentation, like, oh, wouldn't that be cool? Like, yeah, I guess, but Nintendo isn't ready to talk about this system yet. We're all under the assumption that it's going to come out in the second half of 2024. If that is indeed the case, and it's not later than that, then Nintendo's not going to want to talk about this until after March 31st of 2024. Now, why that date? Because that's the end of their fiscal year. They obviously want to sell Nintendo Switch systems this holiday season with games like Super Mario Wonder coming on the horizon. And obviously some of these aren't, huge AAA high budget titles from Nintendo, but they're still going to be solid entries in respective franchises that we all know and love. So if you see someone out there saying, oh, I hear that there's going to be Switch 2 stuff, or I think there might be Switch 2 stuff, I would probably block them on social media, maybe unsubscribe to their YouTube channel, because I mean, they're just kind of an idiot. Like, there's not going to be Switch 2 stuff at this event, but maybe I'm the idiot and maybe I'm wrong, but I highly doubt it on this situation. Another wild card that I think has the potential to be there, but I'm still not 100% sold on it, has to be, of course, Metroid Prime 4. Now, the reason why I don't feel like Metroid Prime 4 is going to be there is just because we haven't heard a single thing about this game ever since the reboot. Like, there hasn't even been any sort of update from Nintendo themselves or any real insider information about what is happening with this game. Now, of course, earlier this year, we did get Metroid Prime Remastered coming to the Nintendo Switch with a stealth drop and then a physical release to follow that up. So could there be some Metroid Prime 4 stuff here? And then, of course, you do a stealth drop of something like Metroid Prime 2 for the GameCube being ported over to the Switch. That's the only thing that's kind of holding me back from saying I don't feel like Metroid Prime 4 is going to be there at all. I just don't know. I have a weird feeling about this game. Like, it's just not ready yet, and they're not ready to showcase the game off yet. I feel like this is a game that they potentially want to be like 90% complete when they show it off, and I'm not quite sure that it is indeed at that state. But once again, I could be completely wrong on that. I think a Metroid Prime 4 has a much better chance of the Nintendo Switch 2 being at this presentation, but I still feel like it's a bit on the low side. Of course, there's been lots of rumors of various titles coming to the Switch at this presentation. Stuff like a new Donkey Kong. Now, is it a 2D Donkey Kong? Is it a 3D Donkey Kong? Is it a Donkey Kong versus Mario, March of the Minis thing? That's where a lot of people seem to have different information. We've heard everything from a 2D Mario to a 3D Mario to a smaller scale Donkey Kong game. And I think there is a chance that Donkey Kong will be at this presentation, but in what capacity and what style of game? Because for me personally, 2D Donkey Kong is great, but 2D Donkey Kong has been around for a very long time. We have the Wii game, we have the Wii U game, like we have all the SNES games. Like, there's tons of 2D Donkey Kong games, and there's tons of 2D games for the Switch. I mean, we have, of course, Super Mario Bros. Wonder and Sonic Superstars coming out within a week of each other. Do I really need another 2D platformer? And this one being Donkey Kong? Or should we revisit something like Donkey Kong in 3D? Because let's be real, Donkey Kong 64 has aged like cottage cheese, and it smells. I cannot stand that game. I never played that game as a kid, and I finally played it as an adult when I was like in my early 20s, and I was like, this game is not good. Like, it's not good. The camera is not good. The platforming doesn't feel very satisfying, and people have such nostalgia for that game. And I get it. I like a lot of older games that might not be good to other people's sort of line of thinking, but for me, like, this game sucks. And I think that Donkey Kong in 3D, Donkey Kong is something you could go above and beyond. You could go crazy with this, because there's what's the lineage of Donkey Kong? Like, there's woods, you're in a jungle. Like, you could do so much with Donkey Kong, and I feel like this would be something that they could really expand upon. I still want a Donkey Kong game, and I know people laugh at me when I say this, I want a Donkey Kong game in the style of King Kong. Like, you start out in the jungle, and then you're brought to New Donk City, and it's like a tale of two games where like half the game is in the jungle and half the game is in New Donk City, and you have this interactive New Donk City where you could like tear stuff up. I think that would be so freaking cool, which is why Nintendo will never do it. But I don't know. I hope it's not a smaller scale Donkey Kong title, but like I said, looking at the Nintendo Switch and where they're at with the development of games and where they're at with the system's life cycle, I can't imagine them putting a lot of time, effort, and into like a big Donkey Kong production. And he should have a big production because he's a lovable character with lots of side characters and stuff. But I feel like you could do so much with that, and they just kind of stick him like, here's a jungle, Donkey Kong. Oh, you want to go underwater? Here you go. Oh, here's an ice level for you. Oh, you like the desert? We're sending you to the desert. It's like, show some damn creativity with this. Like, get crazy, get wild. Of course, FZero has been heavily rumored for this event, and I honestly hope that if no Metroid Prime 2 is at this event and there's no Metroid Prime there whatsoever, FZero GX Remastered, that's the stealth drop, because geez Louise, I will be happy as a pig in mud. Throw in some widescreen support, upscale the textures, have online play. And that is potentially the best remaster you have ever done, because that game is so damn good. That game looks good. It plays good. You play it on the GameCube today, it still plays and looks fantastic. But there is the chance that it's not that. There is the chance that it's something completely brand new. Once again, you know, with the tail end of the Switch's life cycle, I feel like this is where you can get crazy with ideas and you could just do whatever you want, because software tends to sell decently on this. You could sell, you know, 2-3 million copies of a game that might be completely niche. Looking at you, Metroid Dread, but still recoup your money on it because you didn't put a lot of money into the project itself. So I think FZero, I think there's a good chance that there's some FZero here. There's been lots of people talking about it. I know Nate the Hate has been talking about it. And then of course you're going to have your third-party stuff, your surprise stuff, your stealth drops, whatever they may be. But one thing I expect to see at this is another Mario sports game. I think Mario Baseball is going to be at this event because we've gotten Mario Golf, we've gotten Mario Soccer, both of which were colossal disappointments. And I'm not even necessarily saying that I want there to be a Mario baseball game. I would prefer it to be a Mario basketball game, like Mario Hoops 3-on-3, the successor to that. But I feel like there's going to be a Mario sports game there, and for some reason, I feel like it's going to be baseball, just because we've gotten Mario baseball games before in the past. It's once again another low-risk, high-reward project. People buy these Mario sports games, even though really on the Switch, they haven't been that good. Like, they haven't had that same sort of shine and polish and fun factor like older entries have on the Wii and the GameCube and stuff like that. But I think a Mario sports game, safe bet, makes sense, falls in line with Nintendo's scheduling of stuff. It's once again a game that you would sort of release at the tail end of a system's life cycle just to get some software sales off of people. But I think it's pretty exciting. You know, obviously we're probably going to get something on Super Rich's Peach. If you know, you know. And Luigi's Mansion, maybe another look at that on the Switch with the 3DS version of the game, which I'm very excited for. Who knows? Maybe Luigi's Mansion gets a port. The original game gets a port to the Switch, and then you have Luigi's Mansion, the GameCube version with some upscaled enhancements and stuff like that. And then you have Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon coming in 2024. And then, of course, you have Luigi's Mansion 3 on the Switch as well. I think that would be pretty cool, honestly. But sky's the limit with this, man. So let me know in the comment section down below, what are you expecting to see from this Nintendo Direct? What are your thoughts? What are your feelings? What are your hopes? What are your dreams? Did I crush any of your hopes and dreams? What do you agree with me on? What do you disagree with me on? Because, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just, you know, giving you guys my opinion, just things that I think are going to happen at this. Maybe they'll happen, maybe they won't. I don't know. Don't shoot the messenger. And will the amazing Gotham Knights be there? And then Nintendo diehards will all of a sudden be like, oh, Gotham Knights, that's a good game. No, the game sucks. Game sucks. Stop it. Get out of here. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I don't think I'm going to stream the Nintendo Direct because I like to watch them and jot down my notes and record everything. So that way, when it's finished, I can make a video in a timely manner for you guys who are either at work or you just want to hear my thoughts and opinions on stuff. So probably won't be live for it. I'm sure there'll be others live for it though, with the fake hype and crying. I don't understand. I don't understand why people cry. Like, I'm so happy this video game's coming out. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of weird to me. If that's your vibe though, that's cool. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Later.